Hello, brothers and sisters from wherever you are on this planet of the Most High. We're hoping that you are good, and thank you for coming back to watch our videos as we celebrate Africa and our partners or our friends.
Yeah.
So today, before we rant, before we hate, before we love, before we celebrate, and before we criticize, guys, we are hoping to reach at least 1,000 subscribers by the end of this week. Kindly subscribe by hitting that button written subscribe. Then we can celebrate together. You know, you are a brother, you are a sister. Support us. So, on this video, we want to talk about something that happened very crucial. Remember, last week on Tuesday, the French media house, Le Monde, announced that there were talks between the Niger military junta and the government of France, in which they were planning to withdraw the troops, the military which is positioned in Niger. They have about 1,500 troops in Niger. And people of Niger had been fighting, protesting, complaining, we want these people out of the country. Then on Sunday, the Niger junta accused France of deploying their troops in several West African countries, that is the Ecowas countries. So they are already, it's like they are positioning themselves to, not for anything, to intervene and go save the Mohamed Bazoum, that is the former president of Niger.
It should be brought to the attention of the public opinion, national and international, that despite the announcement of this withdrawal plan, France continues to deploy its forces in several Ecowas countries as part of preparations for an aggression against Niger, which it is planning in collaboration with the regional bloc.
Like they are trying to they are organizing something with Ecowas. And you remember Ecowas had gone to the EU to ask for help. Now there are reports that the Nigerian president had also gone to the US to ask for some help. You know, there was G20 and France was in India. So Macron was in India. So he replied and said,
Since last July, a coup d'etat has been holding a democratically elected president hostage. France's position is simple. We condemn it. We call for the release of President Bazoum and the restoration of constitutional order, and we do not recognize the legitimacy of the putschist declarations since President Bazoum has not relinquished power. And so, if we redeploy anything, I would only do so at President Bazoum's request and in coordination with him, not with officials who today are taking a president hostage.
He said, I will read so that I don't miss a point. He said, he demanded the release of Bazoum. Then he said, redeployment of the troops would only happen at the request of Mohamed Bazoum. So
the one that they recognize as president.
Yeah, so they are still calling for him to be released. So we are wondering, is it that they are saying we are withdrawing, but they are redeploying their troops in other... You know, it's like they are removing their troops from Niger and taking them to others in readiness to intervene. You know, you see? So it's like there's something, because today we hear they are planning withdrawal. Tomorrow,
They have conditions.
they are organizing, they have conditions, you know. So we don't know what is happening, but we are hoping that Africa is still winning.
Hey, one simple thing that I can tell France is that your time is up. Even if it will take maybe 2, 3, 5, 6, 7 months, finally, eventually Africa will win. The awakening is here.
And a lot is happening. A lot is happening. Have BRICS. The AU was just admitted to G20, although I'm still not
skeptical.
Still skeptical about that. Then a lot is happening. We can see the countries of Africa which were in chains of France, like Burkina Faso, Mali, Guinea, now Niger are releasing their shackles and moving on. And we are hoping also Gabon will wake up and after the coup, among other countries.
Yeah, but eventually Africa is going to win, and it has started to win. When you see African leaders boldly speaking out, pointing out, we can't do this because of this internet, because of, Why are you
like,
intervening in our
like
issues?
President
Why?
Afwerki of Eritrea, Museveni, Hakainde Hichilema of
Exactly.
Zambia, the Malawian president, a lot of African presidents, the Kenyan president, President
He's
Ruto,
also
our
been
president,
speaking,
is
been
being
so
very vocal.
just by speaking about these things, you are waking up the next brother. When you see these things happening in your country, you will stand up and say, no, not in my country. And through that awakening and, you know, everybody sharing, everybody's waking up. If you read our comment section in most of our videos, Africans are up in arms. They are ready to fight.
Let me tell you something. Whenever you leave Kenya and you are out of the country and you meet someone and they ask you, where are you from? And you say, I come from Kenya. Your president. Your president is Pan-African. He's fighting for Africa. He's good. He's talking about our issues. So those things are also waking up a lot of people.
You know, the spirit of fighting.
But what are Kenyans saying? He's good outside, but taxing us on the inside.
That's where the problem comes, because we have so many people glorifying these presidents when people back home are crying. And until those presidents are also reformed to say, we will fight for you outside and fight for you inside, Africa will win, but in a very slow manner. So guys, help us to build our Africa, help us to, you know, spread the news about Africa by subscribing, sharing this video, commenting. Let us know what you feel about all these issues happening in Niger. It's very unfortunate for France to think that they are the last word in Africa.
Actually, I really hate it because for Niger, they say we want the former president. This is the person we listen to. But for Gabon, they are okay. In fact, they are not talking about Gabon.
That's where the problem is.
Damn you, France. Anyway, our ancestors have woken up and we are winning.
Eventually, we shall conquer.
So guys, subscribe. Let us see you in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.